Hi students, welcome to the first lesson on chapter 13 probability. We have studied probability last year also. Therefore, one important note which I would like to share with you is this. If you want to understand, if you want to enjoy this proper probability, this chapter, last chapter in your second PUC, first thing which is required is you have to revise the first year probability. Therefore, a thorough revision of probability of first PUC is a must for this chapter. Therefore, my suggestion is please revise the first PUC probability before watching this lesson. Content outline of this chapter is, so these are the things we are studying in this chapter. First one is conditional probability. Second one is probability of conditional probability. Third one is multiplication theorem on probability. Then independent events. Then Bayes theorem. Then total probability theorem. Then random variable and probability distributions. Then mean and variance of random variables. Then Bernoulli trials and binomial distribution. These are the subtopics we are going to study in this unit. Let us proceed. So this is lesson 1. Here in this lesson we are studying conditional probability. What is conditional probability? Consider a random experiment of throwing a die. So what is the sample space? Sample space S will be here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let us consider an event E of the sample space. That is, it is subset of S. So that is getting an even number. So then E will be set containing 2, 4, 6. Now let us define one more event that is also a subset of S. That is getting a number greater than 2. Then F will be equal to 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the question is this. What is the probability of getting an even number given that the number is more than 2? It is more than 2. So this is the condition. So this is why it is called, that is why it is called condition probability. Obviously, the new sample space is F equal to 3, 4, 5, 6 only because already it is given that the number is greater than 2. So you cannot include 1 and 2 in the sample space. So the new sample space becomes F, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, and the number of favorable cases will be 2 only because how many even numbers are there? 4 and 6 only. One is 4, another one is 6. Now apply the definition of probability. See, now the required probability will be equal to 2 by 4 because number of favorable cases 2. Total number of cases will be 4 because now the sample space has changed because of the condition. It is greater than 2. Therefore, it is 1 by 2. This is called the conditional probability. That is denoted by probability E given F. So here E is called the second event and F is called the first event. Conditional probability E given F, the symbol used is probability E given F, and you have to remember this one, probability of finding the second event when the first event has already occurred. That is the meaning of conditional probability. So let us proceed. Observe this important thing. Consider the random experiment of throwing dice. Same thing I am taking. S equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only once again. And event also. E be the event of getting an even number. And E is 2, 4, 6. And F is what? It is getting a number greater than 2. And F is having 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, in the previous, we have already seen what is the probability. This is 1 by 2. There is another way of looking at the problem. Take E intersection F. This contains 4 and 6 because common elements are 4 and 6. Now what is number of E intersection F? This is 2. Now what is number of F? This is 4. Now probability E intersection F will be equal to 2 by 4. That is number of E intersection F divided by number of F. Therefore you can take the formula like this. Number of probability of E given F, that is probability of the second event E given that the first event F has already occurred, that will be equal to number of E intersection F, that is common elements of first event as well as second event, divided by number of elements or number of outcomes of event F. What is event F? Therefore, you see F becomes the sample space, new sample space. So this is actually the formula connecting the conditional probability. Now let us define the conditional probability like this. Definition is this: if E and F are two events associated with a random experiment, the conditional probability of the event E given that F has occurred, that is probability E given F, is given by this formula. Probability E given F equal to number of E intersection F divided by number of S divided by number of F divided by number of S. By definition, it is probability E intersection F divided by probability F. Therefore, we have to remember the formula like this. Probability E given F will be equal to probability E intersection F divided by probability F. But you must observe carefully, E is the second event, F is the first event. That means we are talking about the probability of second event E given that F has already occurred and F is the first event. So that is the very important thing which you have to understand. Let us take an example. A fair die is thrown once. Let E be the event of getting an even number and F be the event of getting a number greater than 3. Find probability E intersection F. Let us solve this problem step by step by taking the formula and carefully identifying the events. Here E is getting an even number, so that is 2, 4, 6, and F is getting a number greater than 3, that is 4, 5, 6. Now what is E intersection F? E intersection F, you can see here there are 4 is contained in E as well as F, and 6 also is contained in E as well as F. Therefore E intersection F is 4, 6. Now what is probability E intersection F? This will be equal to number of E intersection F divided by number of S. Therefore definitely it is 2 by 6. What is probability F? That will be equal to number of F divided by number of S, that is 3 by 6. Now by definition, what is probability E intersection F? This will be equal to probability E intersection F divided by probability F. So that will be equal to 2 by 6 divided by 3 by 6. So which is 2 by 3. So this is how we can find the conditional probability. What is very important is you have to first identify what is the first event, what is the second event. Now let us study some important properties of conditional probability. Property 1, probability S given F equal to probability F given F, that is equal to 1. So very important, probability of S sample space given F is always 1. It is a sure event. Last year you have studied what is sure event and null event, etc. Proof. Let S be the sample space of a random experiment and F be any event of S. Now probability S intersection F, by definition it is probability S intersection F divided by probability F. So this is the definition of conditional probability. Look here, S is the second event, F is the first event. Now what is S intersection F? It is F because S is the sample space. So S is universal set in terms of set language. F is the subset. Intersection of universal set with subset is always subset. So S intersection F is F. Now therefore we can write probability F divided by probability F. So cancelling we get 1. And here of course the condition is that F should be non-empty set. So this is the simple proof of the first property. Then property 2, if A and B are any two events of a sample space and F be any event such that probability F is not 0, then probability of A union B given F, once again conditional probability, that will be equal to probability A given F plus probability B given F minus probability A intersection B given F. Exactly similar property you have studied last year for probability A union B. And we are going to use that property here also in proof. Let S be the sample space of a random experiment. Let us prove. Now, let F be any event of S. A and B are any two events other than this F and S. Now, probability A union B given F. By definition, what is this? Probability of A union B intersection F divided by probability F. Definition. Now, this equal to, see, here we have to use one important result. What is A union B intersection F? That will be equal to A intersection F union B intersection F divided by probability F, because this is the property. A union B intersection C equal to distributive property with respect to union and intersection. A intersection C union B intersection C. This is the property we have studied. Therefore, we can write now. Here you see, what I do is, I will take A intersection F as X and B intersection F as Y. Then we also studied last year, probability of X union Y will be equal to probability X plus probability Y minus probability X intersection Y. Therefore, apply this condition here. So it becomes probability A intersection F plus probability B intersection F minus probability A intersection B intersection F. So this is the taking A intersection F as X and B intersection F as Y divided by probability F. Now split it. So probability A intersection F by probability F plus probability B intersection F divided by probability F minus probability A intersection B intersection F divided by probability F. Now by definition, what is the first one? It is probability A given F. Similarly, second one will be probability B given F. And the third one will be probability A intersection B given F. So this is the proof. Proof is very simple, provided you understand two important properties. One is distributive property of union and intersection of sets. Second one is property of probability of X union Y. So let us proceed. Property 3. If E and F are two events of sample space S with probability F not equal to 0, then probability E complement given F is same as 1 minus probability E given F. Exactly similar, we have a property in probability of complement of E also. Last year we have studied. Now let E and F be two events of sample space S. Let E complement be the complement of E. E dash means E complement. Now S will be equal to E union E complement. This is a very simple property of set. Therefore, by property 1, probability of S given F, this is 1. We have established this property already. Therefore, probability of, in place of S, we can write E union E complement given F. This will be equal to 1. Now, apply the condition. Probability E given F plus probability E complement given F equal to 1, because union property. And E intersection E complement is 0, because it is disjoint. Therefore, by property 2, probability of E union E complement given F can be written as probability E given F plus probability E complement given F only. And probability of E intersection E complement does not arise here, because it is disjoint set. So it is empty set. Intersection is empty set. So probability E complement F will be equal to, therefore, taking probability of E given F right side, we get 1 minus probability E given F. This is the proof. So this is the third property. So property 1, property 2 and property 3 along with the proof we have completed. Now let us take a few examples. First one, if probability A equal to 7 by 30, probability B equal to 9 by 30 and probability A intersection B equal to 4 by 30, evaluate probability A given B. Very simple example. We have probability A given B equal to, what is the formula? Probability A intersection B divided by probability B. Remember, A is the second event, B is the first event. So now this equal to, substitute, probability A intersection B is 4 by 13, probability B is 9 by 13, therefore cancel 13, you get 4 by 9. So probability A given B is 4 by 9. Second example, a family has two children. What is the probability that both the children are boys given that at least one of them is a boy? Whenever we read this type of question in the beginning, there will be difficulty in understanding the question. What the question demands itself is, that itself is confusing. But what you have to do here is, if you understand and interpret in terms of event A, B, C, etc., problem becomes very simple. Let us do it systematically. See, let B stand for boy and G stand for girl. Okay, then the sample space will be this. Look at the problem. A family has two children. That means S can be like this. One is both children may be boys, therefore BB. This is one possibility. Or it can be BG, or it can be GB, or it can be GG. That is 1 by 1 girl, or 2 boys, or 2 girls. So 1 by 1 girl means there is a possibility BG as well as GB. Therefore sample space consists of only 4 events. Now what is, let us define is both the children are boys, that is E, and F, let us take at least one of the child is boy. So now what is E? Both are boys means it should be only BB. Then second one is very important. At least one of the child is boy means what? It can be BG, it can be GB, or it can be G. At least one of them is boy. At least one of them. So it is BG, GB, BB. So this is. Now E intersection B will be BB only, because common element is only BB. Now what is, now apply the definition mechanically. Formula, probability F, first we can calculate, that is definitely 3 by 4, and probability E intersection will be 1 by 4. So now what is probability E given F? Try to understand. Find the probability that both children are boys given that at least one of them is boy. Both children are boys, that is E, given at least one of them is boy is F. Therefore it is probability E given F. Formula is probability E intersection F divided by probability F. So it is 1 by 4 divided by 3 by 4. 4 cancels. So it is 1 by 3. Now the problem is very clear. This is the second question. Let us proceed. Example 3. 10 cards 1 to 10 are placed in a box, mixed up thoroughly, and then one card is drawn randomly. If it is known that the number on the drawn card is more than 3, what is the probability that it is an even number? In any such case, problem, what you have to do is, first you have to identify what is the original sample space. That's the number one. Second one, you have to identify what is the first event, what is the second event. So these are the two things. So now here we can write like this: S equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. up to 10, because 10 cards are drawn from the box. Now A equal to, let us define A as the number on the card drawn is even. So what is A now? It is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Second, B is the number on the card drawn is more than 3. That is B. So it is more than 3 means 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what you have to do is A intersection B you have to calculate. So it is definitely 4, 6, 8, 10. And now what is probability A? This you have to calculate. Probability A is 5 by 10. Probability B is 7 by 10. And probability A intersection B is 4 by 10. You can see. Now what is probability A given B? What is the formula? So it is probability A intersection B divided by probability B. Now apply. So what is probability A intersection B? A intersection B is 4 by 10 probability. Then probability B is 7 by 10. Cancel 10. You get 4 by 7. So this is the, see, once you understand what is the first event, what is the second event, finding conditional probability will not be a challenge. Only three things you have to remember. First, identify what is the original sample space. Number one, yes. Second, identify what is the event A or event E, whatever, and event B. Then identify what is the first event, what is the second event. Let us proceed. Next, example 4. In a school, there are 1000 students, out of which 430 are girls. It is known that out of 430, 10% of girls study in class 12. What is the probability that a student chosen randomly studies in the class 12, given that the chosen student is a girl? That means that is the first event. So now let us first list what are the things given. So total number of students 1000, that is one thing. Number of girls 430, this is the second information. Number of girls in 12 is 43 because 10% of the girls they are in 12th class, therefore it is 43. Now let E be the event. The student chosen randomly studies in class 12, that is E. And F be the event. The student chosen randomly is a girl, that is the second one. Now here probability F, you can find what is probability F. It is number of girls divided by total number of students, because F is the student chosen randomly is a girl from the entire college. So that will be equal to 430 by 1000. So that is 0.43. Similarly, what is probability E intersection F? This is very, very important. What is E? The student chosen randomly studies in 12th class. Second one is the student chosen randomly is girl. So it is the intersection of those two. So number of girls in 12th standard divided by total number of students. Please note this. This is very crucial point here. Now here it is 43 because number of girls in 12th standard is 43. So this will be equal to now 0.043. Now it is very simple. Probability E given F will be equal to probability E intersection F divided by probability F. Therefore 0.043 divided by 0.43, which will be equal to 0.1. See, when the problem is given in a word, it seems to be very, very complicated in the beginning. Therefore, what you have to do is read the problem carefully, then identify what is the sample space, then identify the events E, A, B, C or E, F, whatever. Then identify what is the first event, what is the second event. So always it is conditional probability means probability of getting the probability of event A given B means B is the first event, A is the second event. So that's what you have to understand. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you have understood the concept of conditional probability. This is the first lesson. Let me proceed with some more examples in the second. So of course I have to take a lot of lessons, a series of lessons to complete this chapter. Please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed and share with your friends. Let us meet in the next lesson, lesson 2, with some more examples on conditional probability, most probably from exercise. Till then, bye, take care.